In the morning when I rise, give me Jesus.
Hello again. Boy, I got some great news for you today. God is in a really good mood. He is a happy God. And why wouldn't he be? He is love for you. He is love toward you. He absolutely adores you. Yesterday, we started looking at some of the qualities that love is for you and toward you. And so I want to pick up there and talk about a couple more qualities. So turn, if you would, again to 1 Corinthians chapter 13, and this time I want to read verse 5. Love does not act unbecomingly. It does not seek its own. It is not provoked. Love does not take into account a wrong. God does not act unbecomingly. Surely that's your expectation of God. God does not seek his own. Oh my goodness, he is way more concerned about you than he is about himself. If he has ever issued a commandment or any kind of a guidance for life, it's for your sake. Not because I'm God and by golly you're going to do what I tell you to do. No, he's never been like that. He doesn't seek his own. Love is not provoked. God is not provoked. I hope you saw that yesterday. Those Pharisees and Sadducees did everything they could to provoke Jesus, and they weren't able to do so because love is not provoked. And here's the one I want to talk about today. Love does not take into account a wrong. God does not take into account a wrong. God does not take into account a wrong. I could say that 25 times and that wouldn't be enough, because most of us believe we have done some wrongs that God has taken into account. Oh, I hear some of you. Yeah, God is love, but God is a just God, and so he's got to act. Something has to be done about sin. I understand that. God understood it too. He is a just God. And that's why we read in Revelation, it's really clear. Jesus is the Lamb that was slain before the foundation of the world. Before God even said, "Let there be light," he justly took care of sin. Sin has been completely dealt with. Thank you, Jesus. So that's the focus of today. So many people think they've done something to disappoint God. I've heard it said from the pulpit, when you sin, you break fellowship with God. I've heard it said from the pulpit, if you sin bad enough, you could lose your salvation. Folks, none of that is the truth of the gospel. The truth of the gospel is sin has been completely dealt with. The only issue in reconciliation and restoration and fellowship with God is, do you believe on Jesus? Do you see that God's, the one who is love, poured his love out on you through Jesus on the cross? And there's nothing you have ever done, nothing you could ever do that would undo that love that he has for you. He loves you right now with an undying, ever-ending love that you could never do anything to make him love you more or less. That's what I want you beholding today. God, who is love, does not take into account a wrong. There's nothing you've ever done that has disappointed God. You can't. It's not possible, because God is love. Behold that today, and I'll look forward to talking with you tomorrow. God bless.